Here's the new Sky is Falling moment for the World of Warcraft community. In today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the double legendary situation. So this comes in 9.2, obviously something a lot of people have been looking forward to. I mean, I don't necessarily, yeah, I'm fine with it. I'm happy with it, whatever. I'm not that excited for it, but it should be nice on top of the set bonus. So Blizzard finally put this into the PTR. You can test it now. New legendary belt and rune carving power, Cinch of Unity. Empowered with your current Covenant's rune carving power that will switch freely alongside your character whenever swapping Covenants. Additionally, this new legendary can be equipped alongside other Shadowlands legendaries in a different armor slot, giving you two powerful legendary effects to boost your power. So immediately, they talked about it being a belt. And, I think a lot of people, myself included, were very hesitant to commit to belts as a legendary in this season because of that. That's going to be a big issue. But they actually have a solution to that. Here's how it's going to work. If you'd like to craft a new Covenant swapping rune carver power on a different armor slot besides belt, a new rune carver memory is available on the Enlightened reputation vendor that will let you do so. Yeah, so a reputation vendor, so they confirm that there. But if you're looking to test it on the PTR, you can go in and take a look at it now. So then Wowhead extrapolates on this. Patch 9.2 adds the ability to equip a second legendary, allowing you to wear one of your normal legendaries plus your Covenant one. There are two ways to unlock the second legendary, either by purchasing a legendary belt or by purchasing a new rune carving recipe. Both belt and recipe require Revered with the Enlightened to purchase. The rune carving recipe is the same for all classes, so reaching Revered and unlocking it with one character will likely allow all characters in your account to craft a second legendary, and I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. It does sound like that's how it's going to work. The rune carving recipe costs 500 of a new currency, while the belt itself costs 2,500 of the new currency, and the belt is likely more expensive because the rune carving recipe would simply require you to buy the base item and work up that same way normally. So yeah, I guess that's an interesting concept there. We'll see how it plays out. I don't know anything about that currency. But yeah, as you can see, there's something that might be, you're probably not very obvious to you because you probably actually enjoy playing the game and you plan on doing things in it. But double legendary in patch 9.2 requires a revered reputation. So on the PTR currently, in order to get these things, you need to be revered, as it shows here. Now, of course, PTR, but you never know what might change. But a lot of people don't want to play the game, I guess. And yeah, let's read some great comments. I mean, honestly, I no longer have any expectations from this community. But I guess what the crux of it is that somebody lied about something. I don't know when the hell this happened. I would genuinely ask anybody who's watching this video to help me with this. I cannot find this source. In fact, I remember streaming one day, and I think it was actually Faxi who came in and said he was really excited about the new season because he didn't. He was expecting that there was not going to be player power tied to the new content, and I was like, I remember him saying that. I was like, what the fuck is the content going to be then? Like, what? I mean, I don't know where this info is coming from. But yeah, a bunch of people are basically saying they lied. I mean, honestly, let's be serious. If you are actually gonna quit the fucking game over this, you're an idiot. Just please stop playing this game. But you're not fucking gonna, are you? You know what I mean? You're not actually gonna, because this doesn't matter. This literally doesn't matter. You're gonna do this shit anyway, right? This is the new patch. It's what else are you gonna do? You're just gonna complain about it because you want everything for free, but you're not actually gonna fucking take action. You're just gonna sit here on Wowhead. I mean, this was posted 39 minutes ago. The fucking build, the article was posted 40 minutes ago. This guy's sitting here fucking refreshing Wowhead, typing the first comment 1 minute after the article was posted. Are you going to quit WoW? No, that guy's going to sit here and keep refreshing Wowhead for the rest of his life, right? I mean, I don't know what these people even think. Like, it's almost kind of sad now, right? Like, you can't even take these people serious anymore. You can't take this as real criticism or actual feedback because it's like, dude, you literally posted this the second the thing came up. You're not going to quit. Like, whatever you're doing now, you're not changing anything. But anyway, yeah, somebody accurately accurately points out that the requirement is only revered, which is actually really good. So, I mean, I don't know anything about this rep at all. I try not to get involved too much, but they also made a post about what was this a big amount of, where is it now? It's something about, this must be it. Yeah. Learn and upgrade all conduits to 278. And this is not account wide or anything yet, but it says any of the Keystone Hero achievements. Now that would be awesome. This is to get a 20. So this is going to be awesome. I mean, my Death Knight on Alliance could use this real bad. He's knocking on the door of 20s. That would be great. But God, is that not even close to the other two? Wow, is that not even close, right? So anyway, I mean, that's cool, I guess. We'll see what happens here. But I guess it also requires rep too, right? So it requires exalted. So realistically, I mean, who knows? I mean, I don't know where any of this stuff comes from, but realistically, I mean, honestly, I don't know why anybody would think that they were going to, like, what do you think? They're going to add a whole new zone and there's not going to be anything to do there for your main? I'm not really sure where that came from because I haven't really been following. Frankly, I kind of, the Christmas time was very busy, so I didn't really pay attention. And I don't think it's been said yet. So, but yeah, definitely have to agree with some of these comments pointing out this. But I mean, this guy's kind of got a good point here. If people don't like the game, people should play another thing. Revered is okay. Yeah, I mean, like, it's like if they made a post, I swear Wowhead could make a post saying like you have to level to level 60 to do Shadowlands content. And this fucking guy who's refreshing Wowhead every minute so he can be one of the first comments on a post that's 1 minute old would be like, "Lol, told you this game's shit." It's like, no, this is how it works, dude. This is how it always worked. But yeah, I'm actually waiting to see a source on this because I still can't. I can't seem to figure it out. I don't know where this was said. Somebody says, I think we'll keep reading. I mean, we did have a time-gated feature on the second legendary slot back in the Legion expansion. Anyone remember that final slot to unlock the second legendary in the research tree in your class hall? Yeah, I mean, I do. It was a pain. I didn't like that stuff, but I mean, that's just how a game works. Like, so, and I was talking about this the other day, but I don't think people fully realize this. So the reason that all this stuff is the way it is, like with reps taking so long, real time, not really in-game time, it's because these people here who are like so profusely casual that they basically don't want to even do anything in the game. Those kind of people would just burn through this content. You know what I mean? Like they can't help themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like they can't be bothered actually like playing the game long term. So those types of and I shouldn't even say casual because that's not even what it is. It's just like they have no ability to think for themselves. Like for me, let's put it this way: if the game comes out and I know there's a lot of stuff I wanted to do, I mean, there's still stuff I wanted to do in Shadowlands that I haven't even started yet. And I kind of have that in the back of my head where I'm always kind of giving myself, I'm kind of actively not doing something so I don't burn out. Right? This is how I've played the game for a decade plus pretty much after Wrath. That's how I started playing it. I was like, let's just not do things, even though like I know right now I want to do all these things. Don't do them because if I try to rush through them, I'll just have this like overwhelming kind of. It'll just be way too much. I can't do it, and I'll burn out, and I won't finish these things. Right. So I'm kind of always thinking about things, refining how I approach them, and becoming long term. More everything's more long term. These people are the complete fucking opposite. Like they couldn't be more the opposite. I mean, anybody who's sitting here refreshing Wowhead trying to make the first comment on an article that they dislike obviously is going to be in that boat, right? They're going to be the kind of person who's going to spend 24 hours grinding a storyline or a rep and then never do anything again in the patch and then complain that they don't have anything to do, right? So this is Blizzard has to have done this, right? So they did this for a reason because they can't really make the content compelling. That's because of the casual people, like the average player. Like if you go back to Classic, like there was world content that's harder than dungeon content in Classic, right? Like, I mean, look at the Rock Dalar quest line, right? I was just looking at that the other day. That looks like that's harder than Molten Core. Like, legitimately, a hunter easily probably can do Molten Core and not be able to do that quest line, right? So that kind of stuff doesn't really exist in the game anymore. Basic player power from out in the world is now just turn your brain off and just plug in hours. And that's because the people who it's targeted at have to be the lowest common denominator of the game right now, where they just don't have any aspirations to improve their character. But yeah, I mean, then this guy has to say, Raffle, stop crying over these things. You would want everything free, I assume. And I have to question like what I mean, so I think like for some reason, I don't know where this came from, but for some reason people thought that this wasn't going to happen. I mean, honestly, what did you think was going to happen? Like seriously, what did you think was going to happen? What, you were going to log on and just have a second legendary in your bag? It was going to be mailed to you? I mean, I don't know what the hell you thought was going to happen, but it's obviously going to be tied to the new content. And I don't know anything about this rep or how you gain it. My only issue that ever existed with Korthia was how the activities worked. Like, they were all dumbass jumping puzzles, and then, it wasn't enlightened enough to learn about the rift or whatever, the what's it called? I don't know. But I'm sure I'll miss something again in this zone, and maybe that'll end up making me dislike it again. But it's just like I don't really like that content. It's just like not actually wow to me, like jumping and landing on roots and stuff and collecting mushrooms. This is not really for me. Anyway, next patch is looking like the ultimate gatekeep. Resource farm to unlock a zone ability, which ends up taking quite a few hours, which needs to be fully unlocked to obtain flying. Reputation grind behind power. More rares, chests, and events that have RNG mount drops. They truly want you to keep you all sub till the next expansion. Well, so a couple of things that I think are really weird about this comment. What do you need flying for if you don't want to be in the zone? I mean, like, why do you need flying in the zone? I don't even know why they're adding flying in the zone, to be honest. They probably shouldn't even do it. But it's almost like I don't. So like people who are saying like I hate this zone. Well, then you don't really need flying, do you? You don't really need to spend time there. And I just want to remind everybody, I made a video about this probably about like not that long ago, probably like 3 months ago, that I'm trying to implore people to realize that like you don't need to kill yourself in this game to play it actively. Like, it doesn't need to happen. Now, if there was an example against that, it would definitely be having a second legendary. That's pretty damn important. But I don't know anything about this reputation. How long is it going to take to get revered? I mean, revered, it's really not that. I mean, usually reputations don't, like, revered is usually not where you try to get to. So, and then this person accurately points that out too. Rep isn't that hard if you actually play the game. It's just the activities though. Like, will they be fun? Will they be something I want to do every day? And that's probably a no. I mean, frankly, I just don't really think it will be, but we'll see. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to do it anyway, but I'm not going to necessarily love doing it. And then presumably once you do it once, you got it for good. It seems like every character will have it. So that's good. Anyway, this guy says, I was the only one who actually did allied race rep way before they actually put in the game / implemented and before they removed the requirements in BFA. Barely took a month after launch, and this was for Exalted. This is for Revered. Should be much easier and faster. Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about it, but obviously, I think Revered with most reps. The thing is, when they do reps like Korthia, it's kind of different, so I don't actually know how it's going to be handled. But yeah, you know what I think, now that I'm thinking about this, in fact, I think there's somebody who says this here. But then like these kind of comments. And so like comments like this are why like you just can't really listen to the community, right? I mean, like, you're gonna try to like blame a specific person who I mean, we haven't even heard from him in like a fucking year. I don't even know if he's still alive. It's just like, yeah, I wonder why. I wonder why we haven't heard from him in a year, right? It's fucking pathetic, to be honest. And like, I just don't know how you continue making this game. I actually like feel bad for the people who make this game. And honestly, the PTR is actually doing more harm than anything, right? Because like legitimately, if none of this happened, like if they didn't have to make an announcement about the PTR, if there wasn't the data mining, if there wasn't the Wowhead component, if the patch just came out and you had to discover it all yourself, there wouldn't be this lol, they lied to us thing. It's like, dude, just play the fucking game, man. Like, I mean, this is how it's always been. So anyway, this guy says Morgan Day, that's the guy with like yeah, I think I know him. Said as much as an interview, said the new zone was not going to be tied to power and that it was more lore and exploration focused. The new zone would not be tied to power. What would it be tied to? I mean, I don't really know, but I'm waiting to hear. I'm waiting to see a source on this. So hopefully, I mean, regardless, even if they did say that and they went back on it, like it's not really abnormal, and it's only revered. But I don't really care one way or the other. We'll see. Okay, so here's somebody actually. Okay, here we go. Here's an actual source. Interview with Morgan Day. It looks like in the interview, Morgan Day actually said no player power tied to Cypher of the first ones, and we are all just remembering wrongly. The Cypher of the first ones is a very big system, which will drive a majority of outdoor content and will be available week 1. The major goal is to incentivize exploration through raiders, though raiders should be able to ignore the system if they want to. No raid power will be bound to it. And so, yeah, these people are actually just idiots. And of course, they're, misremembering, quote unquote. And they're just making a big deal out of it over nothing. But that's not surprising to me. Let's see if we can see that power. They want set bonuses to serve as a pat. So, and so this is the mistake, and this is what I'm saying. Wowhead does their big part of this. They have a big hand in this. Among the top takeaways from the interview are the Anduin encounter being designed as an end of raid scale encounter, Sepulchre being one of the biggest raids in WoW, but with shortcuts, debating not testing the final 3 bosses of the PTR, and not tying raid power to outdoor progression in Zereth Mortis. So I mean, I didn't watch the interview, but presumably all these people aren't fucking lying about it. But yeah, I mean, realistically, it's just not right what they said there. So here's the quote. The cipher, the first one, very big system. The major goal is to incentivize exploration, though raiders should be able to ignore. So that's a completely different thing, right? The rep and the cipher of the first ones are not the same thing. So thanks for watching. That's pretty much all there is to say. I don't know what the rep requires, if it's dailies or how it works, but however, they knew for a fact that we didn't want player power tied to a grindy system, and yet we hear. But that's the whole fucking game. That's literally every fucking patch. So what did you expect? What, are you just going to log on and have all the shit? Thanks for watching.